Hey guys, it's Elise. Welcome back to another My Cupcake Addiction. Today we're going back to basics and I'm showing you guys my favorite recipe for a milk chocolate frosting. You'll know that my perfectly pipable vanilla buttercream frosting has been an absolute staple favorite of the channel for as long as I can remember, but I've never actually showed you guys how to make my famous chocolate frosting. So today, here's the recipe. The things that you're going to need, you're going to need some powdered sugar, milk chocolate, some whole milk, a little bit of vanilla essence, kind of weird in a chocolate frosting, but it works. I've got some unsweetened cocoa. This recipe is going to be sweet enough. We don't need any additional sugar in our cocoa. And I've also got some softened butter. I'm using a salted butter. You can use salted or unsalted. Both will work just as well. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, I'm going to use an electric mixer today. An electric mixer really is a requirement of a good buttercream because there's so much mixing. If you try to do this by hand, your arms may fall off. I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to pop in all of my butter and also my vanilla. Now the vanilla is not going to give this a vanilla-y taste. It's just going to help to bring out the chocolatey flavour. It always makes me a little confused why we would put vanilla into chocolate recipes, but it does give it that little something extra. Pop down your mixer now and you want to beat that on high speed for about 5 minutes. You want that butter to be super light and white and fluffy. All right, that's been like 4 minutes and my butter is light, it's white and it's really fluffy. With any good buttercream, the trick is adding that powdered sugar just a little bit at a time. So I'm going to go about 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup. I'm going to pop it in and then I'm going to put my mixer on a low speed to begin with so I don't get a big dust storm of powdered sugar exploding everywhere. And once it's picked up at that low speed, I'll turn it right up, let it incorporate that sugar, and we'll repeat that process until half of our powdered sugar is completely incorporated into our butter. As you get to the halfway point of adding your sugar, you're going to notice that your mixture starts to thicken up. This is where your milk comes in. All of the recipes and quantities I'm going to leave down below, and you can also find them on the mycupcakeaddiction.com website if you want to print them off. The milk is kind of a fluid quantity. Pardon the pun. This one here you want to add just a teaspoon at a time as you need it to thin the mixture down. I've got a couple of tablespoons in the recipe, but don't add it all at once. This is really a gradual by eye and by firmness that you want for your completed frosting kind of a way of doing things. So I'm just going to put in 1 teaspoon and 2 teaspoons of milk because mine's just starting to get a little bit firm and I just want to sort of soften it down a bit, which is better for the mixer and it also helps me keep consistency all the way through the frosting. A quick mix to get that milk through and then I can keep on adding in my powdered sugar. We're going to repeat this now until we have completely added in all of our powdered sugar, using that milk to equalise the firmness of our frosting along the way. In goes the last of our powdered sugar. And a little more milk. If at any stage during the mixing process you find your vanilla or your chocolate frosting is starting to split, which you'll notice as you're mixing it, it kind of starts to separate and it doesn't look like beautiful smooth frosting anymore, that's because the friction of your mixer is making it too warm. Pop the entire bowl in the fridge for about 15 minutes just to start bringing the temperature down, keep mixing and it will come back together beautifully as perfectly smooth frosting. Now while that's been mixing, I have melted my milk chocolate. If you've got any problems melting milk chocolate, I've just done mine in the microwave in 30-second intervals, but I can leave a link down below to my video that shows you how to melt and thin chocolate, so it's really easy to work with. I'm going to take that over to my batch now, and this is what gives it that amazing milky chocolatey flavour. I'm going to pour in my melted chocolate. Once you've poured it in, you want to work really quickly getting that mixer going again and have a spatula at the ready so you can scrape down the sides because you don't want that chocolate to start setting or it's going to make little chunks in your frosting. We want it to disperse really quickly so it's a smooth milk chocolate frosting. God, chocolate, butter, sugar and vanilla. Could there be anything better? Down it goes and mix it up. Making sure to give that a really quick scrape down the sides so we can make sure the chocolate's dispersing nice and evenly. And then the final piece is to add in our unsweetened cocoa. I always have my frosting just a little firmer than I think I'm going to need at this point because I want to make sure that I'm equalising with my milk the very end result, not making it too wet or too hard as we go through the process. In goes the cocoa powder, slow speed to start off with, and then we can turn it up. As I'm getting towards the end of my frosting, I can see that's too thick for what I want to use it for. So I'm going to add a little bit more of my milk, and this is where I'm going to equalize out the mixture. When you're doing this, make sure that you are scraping down the sides and only adding a couple of teaspoons at a time, because this can go from really firm to really sloppy in not too much time at all. And once it's sloppy, it's kind of hard to bring it back. Wonderful. I'm super happy with that. So when this comes out, it should kind of resemble almost like a cake batter or a really, really thick chocolate mousse. This is a stunning buttercream frosting. All you need to do now is fill a piping bag or a Ziploc, pipe it down onto your cakes, cupcakes and bakes, and enjoy your delicious milk chocolate frosting. If you're looking for some cool ideas of how to use this, make sure you check out all of the videos on the My Cupcake Addiction channel. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you do for 2 new videos every week. And as always, guys, thanks very much for watching.